G'day viewers, Troy from Troy's Visual Arts channel. This is my first hunt for 2026, and what a better place to start than somewhere in Sydney. Yeah, just been to the Historical Radio Society meeting, bought some goodies at the auction there. But anyway, let's get into the main subject, which is metal detecting here. So I'm at a waterfront park reserve in northern Sydney somewhere, and yeah, the usage of this land dates way back to 200 plus years ago, but this area probably became a park, I think probably 19th century, early 20th century, I can't remember, somewhere around that bracket, late 19th century, early 20th century. So I thought I'd give this place a good hunt over and see what I could find around here. Anyway, let's get into it. Hopefully I'll find something good. See you on the first target. Okay viewers, first interesting target, not metal, but ceramic. Yeah, part of an old ceramic plate. I don't think it's all that old. It's not like the china plates and crockery from the 19th century or anything. So this will probably be early mid 20th century, maybe later. It's got some ornate patterns on it, which kind of shine a bit when on reflection, I think. Oh, they were. Here we go. So yeah, probably not that old, but it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I got a metallic target. Tried to dig down about a little fair bit, and I couldn't find it. It's a low signal, so I don't care really. All right, moving on to the next target. See you on the next one. Okay viewers, got a 16. Expected a ring pull. Didn't get a ring pull, but I did get a ring of some kind. Not the variety that you wear on your fingers. Looks to be some kind of screw-on ring, as it's got a milling at the edges. Might have something. It might screw onto a camera lens, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, anyhow, not that interesting, but thought I'd film it anyways. All right, see you in the next one. Okay, viewers, found this lead wheel with holes punched into it. Thought it might have been a one of those things that fit to, like, I don't know, tarp shelters or something, where all the rods go through and all that. It's my roundabout way of trying to explain it. But the fact it's made of lead, you wouldn't think so. So I don't know what this is used for, but it's kind of interesting, but it is junk. So yeah, lead wheel with holes in it. Alright, haven't really found much so far. Pretty much as expected, this place has to be hunted out, but if I'm lucky I might find something good that's been missed. Alright, let's get going, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, first coin find of the day, 20 cents. Wouldn't even buy you a bag of lollies today. Would have bought a few back, at least 4 or 5 bags back in my day, the early 90s that is. Anyway, every little bit counts, so cool. I'm 20 cents richer. See you in the next one. There you go viewers, got some bush turkeys up here in the tree. There's a third one sort of moving around above the ledge there. Yeah, there's quite a few of these running around in suburban Sydney in the parklands. So that one's coming down. Yeah, these birds are kind of being cautious. They wonder if I'm going to attack them or not. Just pulling my camera out has kind of frightened these birds a little bit. So that bird's kind of cautiously come back to its original spot. kind of got to like the, the expression they're giving. Yeah, just it's like you're wondering what's going on inside their minds. What are they thinking? Bobbing their head about. And there's the other one that's just flown up. So there's now 3 of them in the tree. The third one's heading up there on the branches. That one's flying up to a higher branch. Alrighty, let's keep on hunting and see the next target. Hey viewers, found a 70s Fanta cap. Not too bad a condition apart from being a bit crushed and faded somewhat. Found quite a lot of these in my 8 years of detecting. Anyway, see you next one. Alrighty viewers, after about an hour of hunting, finally found my first predeci. It's probably going to be it's more likely going to be a rue penny. I'll give it a clean up, and actually it's a halfpenny, sorry, and it's a Commonwealth halfpenny, manufactured sometime between 1911 and 1936, or maybe 1938 in the case of halfpennies, because they still use this reverse up until 1938, 39 I think. Anyhow, I'm going to give it a clean up, see if I can get a year on it. But that's pretty cool. First predeci finally. And I'm now hunting some on the bottom area near the sea, near the harbour should I say. Alright, I'll get this cleaned up and give you a date. Okay viewers, I believe I've got a date on it. My eyes ain't good as what they used to be, so I have to sort of look from quite a distance. But yeah, I think it'd be a 1936 perhaps. I'll get the camera in close. Actually, it could be a 1926. What I'm going to do is take a photograph, zoom in, and yeah, identify the date. Okay viewers, took a photo, zoomed right in. The third digit's still pretty obscured, but I'm 95% certain this is a 1926 halfpenny. So yeah, I may as well say it is a 1926 halfpenny, because the third digit does look like a 2, and I looked at an example on Google and it does quite match up. Alright, cool, 1926 halfpenny, first predecimal of 2026. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, dug up remnants of what I believe is probably a wind-up clock or something. Happens occasionally, I find them. Got gears, so it has to be likely a wind-up clock. Alrighty, see you next one. Alrighty viewers, first goldie find of the day, a relatively fresh drop, as it's a modern King Charlie coin. Manufactured last year. Alright, so I'm now $1.20 richer. Let's hope I find some more of these. See you next one. Okay viewers, found the key, the obligatory key. Something you'd commonly find on any hunt. Yeah, looks like a house key by the design of it. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, now down on the very small beach part of the parkland. This is just a tiny bit of beach. There's like tiny little beaches around this peninsula that I'm at. Just going to give this area a little bit of a go. Who knows what may come up. Right down here we've got a bracelet. Just some junk jewelry bracelet. Might as well take it with me. Alright, give this area a go and then go back up onto the reserve land again. Alright, see you next target. Hey viewers, found a couple of potentially interesting items. Well, they are interesting. One's like a bit of an old bottle. It's got some writing on it, some stamping, some letters on it, shall I say. And we've got this so-called coin here. I just got no idea what it is. I was thinking, oh, okay, I might be getting a 5 cent because it rang at 11, 5 cents only ring at 8, but I thought, okay, it's kind of coppery, it's thin, maybe it might be a worn out halfpenny or something. Because it kind of has a bit of a ring on it. But I can't make it, it's that worn, I just can't make out what the image is on it. So I don't know what this is. So that is it is quite interesting. Just that ring makes me think it's probably extremely worn halfpenny, Commonwealth halfpenny. There, no idea, but it's interesting. Alright, let's keep going. Okay viewers, found in the back of an old beer bottle, date stamped 1948. Alright, see you next one. Alrighty viewers. Oh, there goes seaplane. Anyway, back to the main subject. I've just found myself a 1955 Ram's Head shilling. Beautiful. First silver of the day. So it's 50% silver as it's post 1946. So it's a young Lizzie on the back. Yeah, first silver of the day and it's a Ram's Head shilling. Yeah, beautiful. Love finding these coins. Alrighty, see you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, just got a high signal, stuck the digger in and out popped this rue penny. It's actually in pretty good shape too. 1953 rue penny, very nice shape. I reckon this coin will scrub up quite nicely. It already looks pretty good, at least on the reverse side anyway. Yeah. Cool. Third predeci of the day. See you next one. Okay viewers, first brown bugger of the day, 1 cent piece. It's literally the first. Normally I find several of these before I find a predeci. Alright, see you next one. Alrighty viewers, fourth predeci of the day, Commonwealth penny. See what date we have on it. 1922. Cool. So that's like 104 years old. Alrighty, see you in the next target. Okay viewers, found a doggy tag and the name of the dog, Tequila. Alright. See you next one. Hey viewers, found this doohickey. I sort of looked in this and I think, oh yeah, just a piece of metal with circular holes in it. Then I saw this and it makes me think, could that be a keyhole? Might be keyhole off some, probably framework for a keyhole off some cupboard or something, but don't know. Thought I'd film it anyways. Alright, see you next one. Alright viewers, found me another goldie, finally. Yeah, far and few in between here. So I'm now, so it's $2 here and I'm now $3.20 richer. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, found my second 70s Fanta bottle cap. Yeah, not in the best condition, but anyway, doesn't really matter. Alright, 70s Fanta bottle cap. See you next one. Alright viewers, another goldie here, $1. Now $4.20 richer. Yeah, I'm going to call it quits very soon. Kind of in the mood to get back home. I don't particularly want to be home too late at night tonight. I'm just not really in the mood to stay out. I've got things to do. Alright, anyway, I wonder if I could make it to $5 before I leave. If not, don't care. Feeling parched. This weather's just been so muggy today. Hot and muggy. Glad it's clouded over and cooled down a bit. Alright, enough bantering. Let's hunt a little while longer, then call it a day. Okay viewers, just found another couple of doodads here. Looks like some kind of screw-on cap of sorts. That looks like, I don't know what it is, but anyway, look pretty old. Alright, see our next target. Okay viewers, I'm calling it quits for the day. Just feeling too parched, and yeah, I'm just kind of eager to get home and get some stuff done. Yeah. Alright, well, that's it for today's Sydney hunt. Stay tuned for my next hunt. Okay viewers, it's literally been nearly a month and a half later, or a bit over a month since I last picked up the detector. I was hunting around Sydney. I'm now hunting along nature strips in my hometown, just hoping to find goldies and stuff. And anyway, just found an old watch. Don't think this is a really old watch, but it's kind of a cool find anyway. So yeah, I don't know what brand it is. Oh, yeah, Seiko brand. Yeah, I'd say it's made sometime in the last 40 odd years, I'd say. Anyway, I'm sort of, yeah, I'm looking for goldies and hopefully predecimals as well, but I'm mainly focusing on finding goldies because I'm trying to make up as much money as possible, because I'm going to Tassie in less than 2 weeks. Alright, anyhow, let's keep hunting and yeah, see what we find. Okay viewers, found a small bottle lid attached to some small kind of bottle neck. Anyway, see you next one. Alright viewers, after a fair bit of hunting, finally found a dollar coin. Very sad, eh? These streets have nothing. But yeah, anyway, just want to make a decent amount of cash before I go down to Tassie, as I'm just running a bit low on money, and I've planned a 2-week trip down there. Anyway, so yeah, I'm now $1 richer. Hopefully I'll find some more goldies as I head up the street. I'm going to hunt around Woolies on the nature strip parts and see what else, see if I can find any more of these. Alright, see you next one. Alrighty viewers, just only a few feet ahead, $2, nice. $8 rich now. Keep those goldies rolling. See you next one. Alright viewers, another goldie, $2, $5 rich now. Cool. See you next one. Hey viewers, found me a 20-cent piece. Now $5.20 richer. See you next one. Alrighty viewers, another dollar coin. I'm now $6.20 richer. See you next one. Alrighty viewers, found me a $2 coin. I'm now $8.20 richer. Wonder if I'll be able to make $10 tonight. Alright, see you next one. Alright viewers, I've cracked the $10 mark. I've yeah, found another $2 coin. I'm now $10.20 richer. And this is one of those special edition coins. What year is it from? 2018. This could be Invictus Games. Could be the Paralympics, I think, or games like that anyway. It says Invictus Games, so it's a bloke in a, looks like he's in a wheelchair, so it's got to be a game for sports games for people with disabilities, like the Paralympics. Anyway, pretty cool. See you next one. Alrighty viewers, another $2. I'm now $12.20 richer. Cool. Well, a good area here. Really finding the good stuff. See you next one. Hey viewers, first brown bugger find of the day, 2 cent. Pretty encrusted. Crusty dirt on it. Anyway, I'm just going to hunt up this nature strip and call it a day. It's past 7 o'clock. I'm doing pretty good. $12.20, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. Alright, see you on the next target. Alright viewers, found me a toy car. Little yellow toy sports car of some sort. Let's see if I can get... There's AMC on it. I dare say this is probably from the 80s, 90s period. Cool find. See you next one. Okay viewers, going to call it a day now. It's getting on to near 7:30. Did really well today. $12.20 cash. Toy car. So yeah, turned out to be a good hunt. I'm really pleased. Anyway, see you in the next hunt. Okay viewers, it's a few days later and I've just hitting my city park to find some more goldies hopefully. I imagine there'll be quite a number of them about here. Now, first find, brown bugger, 1 cent. Yeah, I'm going to try and rack up as many goldies before I go off to Tassie, so I've got a bit more pocket money in hand. Yeah, really trying to get as much money together, especially with the bloody rise in petrol prices, no thanks to that fucking war in Iran, which is pretty shit. Anyway, alright, see what else we can find, see you on the next target. Alright viewers, found this earring. It's probably a junk earring, I mean the metal looks kind of gold, but it looks like it's worn to a silver colour in areas, so more than likely junk, but still a cool find. Rather unusual looking earring too. Alrighty, anyway, no goldies as of yet, which is pretty disappointing, but early days yet. Alright, see you next one. Hey viewers, found this doodad. Not sure exactly what it is, but it looks like it gets screw mounted into a wall, and it's got something that a tube can or something can screw onto. Anyway, looks pretty old. I found it quite deep. Don't know exactly what it is, so that's interesting. Alright, see you next one. Hey viewers, another brown bugger. This park's actually turning out to be pretty disappointing. I was hoping to rake up a few goldies, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Guess this park gets hawked a lot by local detectorists. That's more than likely the reason why. And the majority of people going cashless these days too. Oh well, see you next one. Alright viewers, finally found me a goldie, $2. Just hunting around, not far from the traffic lights, in a small patch of grass here. I think I'm going to concentrate in this area, might find a few more. See you in the next one. Alright viewers, found a relic of sorts, some big disc thing with some sort of some kind of I don't know, broken. I'm guessing it's probably an eyelet that's kind of broken off. Something that this I mean, it looks like it could have been a medal, but it's, yeah, there's nothing on it. I scraped it back a fair bit and I can't see anything resembling a engraving nor a stamping or anything like that. But it looks like something that's to be worn around a ribbon or something, and the eyelet's just been broken off. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Looks pretty old. I'll have to clean it up and see if there is anything on it. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, another brown bugger, 2 cent this time. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, another brown bugger, 1 cent. Quite a few about. Not exactly a bad thing because it means that this area is not completely hunted out. So there's a bunch of these irritating things, there is potential to find some really good stuff in between. Alright, see you next one. Hey viewers, another brown bugger, another 1 cent piece. Not much more to say, see you in the next target. Alright viewers, another goldie, finally. So I found myself another $2 coin and I'm now $4 richer. Hope I find plenty more of these. See you in the next one. Alright viewers, just found me a little metallic owl. Don't know if it's made of lead or something that's not lead, I don't know, but when I found it I thought it was just either a lead pellet or a piece of molten metal slag. But when I turned it over, it turned out to be a little metallic owl. That's a pretty cool find. Looks like it might have something stamped underneath maybe. Yeah, not bad. See you next one. Okay viewers, this was a bit of a tease target. Got a solid 22 and yeah, I was thinking, oh cool, another goldie. That turned out to be an obligatory key. Oh well, can't win them all. Yeah. Don't know what that is stamped on the key. Looks almost like a heart or a figure 8 or something. Yeah, just a key. See you next one. Okay viewers, another brown bugger, 1 cent. Gonna have to stop filming these soon. Finding too many of them. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, another 1 cent piece. Okay, this is the last brown bugger I'm going to bother filming. Yep. See you on the next one. Alrighty viewers, another goldie. Cool, another $2. Now $6 richer. Keep them rolling. See you on the next one. Alrighty viewers, I'm on the good stuff now. Another goldie, $2. $8 richer. Will I crack $10 before I head off to the radio club? See what happens. Alright viewers, another goldie. $1 this time, one of those commemorative type. The Outback type. Yeah, that's pretty cool. $9 richer. See you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, I've cracked the $10 mark. Found myself another $2. I'm now $11 richer. That's really cool. Yeah, all the goldies found in this little, I don't know, 4 by, 7 metres perimeter. So yeah, I don't think this area's been hit a lot. Anyway, beautiful. See if we can hit $20 before I head off to the radio club. See you next one. Alrighty viewers, another goldie, $1, now $12 richer. This one's 100 years of Anzac, commemorative type, 2017. Cool, see you next one. Okay viewers, this is officially going to be the last brown bugger I'm filming. I'm only filming it because it's a 2 cent piece. I found a shit ton of 1 cent pieces. I only found two 2 cent pieces, so yeah, I'll film it. 2 cent piece, hit by council mower. Alright, see you next one. Alrighty viewers, found an old belt buckle of sorts. Big one. Looks pretty damn old. Well, at least I think it's a belt buckle. Yep, yep. Don't think it's anything but a belt buckle. Yeah, I've never found one like this before. Who knows how old it is. But yeah, not a bad relic. See you next one. Alrighty viewers, another goldie. $1 this time. First year of mintage, 1984. With the younger Lizzie head. Alright, gonna have to call it quits very shortly and head off to the radio club. I'm due to be there at 7:30. Alright, see if I can pull any more goldies before I leave. See you next one. Alrighty viewers, found another $2. I'm now $15 richer. Anyhow, the radio club's on in less than 15 minutes, so I think it's high time that I hightail it out there. Now that's it for this evening's hunt. See you on the next one. Alright viewers, it's the next day, next Arvo, and yeah, I'm just doing a Arvo hunt a little bit north of Wollongong at near one of the beaches, and yeah, just hoping to find some more goldies about. Anyhow, I've just found me a brown bugger. Yeah, whilst they're annoying to find, it means that this area hasn't been fully hunted out, so that's in a way good news. Alright, anyway, let's get crack-a-lacking on finding some goldies. Hoping to make a decent amount before I head down to Tassie, so I've got a bit more spending money, especially with the bloody prices going up in fuel for obvious reasons. Alright, enough about that, let's get into it. Okay viewers, I was digging for probably at least a good 5 minutes in this rooted soil full of roots and stuff. Pain in the arse dig. All this for just a 1 cent piece. So that's how it goes with metal detecting. Just kind of hoping for something silver or something, but anyway. Oh, see you on the next target. Okay viewers, just hunting around the dunes, covered by vegetation, just before the beach. Just pulled an old 20 cent piece. Looks like it's been down there for quite a while. Anyway, every little bit counts, so I'm 20 cents richer today. See you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, first goldie find of the day, $1. It looks like a relatively fresh drop. Probably only been down there maybe days, weeks. Hasn't tarnished much. Yeah. Anyway, I'm $1.20 richer now. Let's check out more of this dune here. See you next one. Alrighty viewers, another goldie. Another fresh drop relatively, fresh drop. $1, so I'm now $2.20 richer. I think we're onto a coin spill here. Let's see what else, see if I find any more. Like that one, I've got a 24 signal, so there has to be more than one coin, so let's live dig this, I may as well. Got some signal happening here, let's see if we can dredge it up. Well, that's weird. Okay, bugger the live dig. I'm just going to dig around till I find it and get back to you. Alrighty viewers, another goldie. $2 this time. Also a relatively fresh drop. So I'm onto a coin spill here. $4 already in coins I've found. And $4.20 richer after finding that 20 cent earlier. So yeah, good spot. Yeah, I bet somebody's probably done a bit of sunbaking here and just their coins probably fell out of their pocket or purse, wallet, whatever, bag. Anyway, cool. Let's see if I can find any more goldies. Okay viewers, here's a wrap up of my few hunts over the past month. Yeah, I've started my hunt up in northern Sydney suburban park along the harbour. And yeah, I found a few predecimals there and I guess a few dollars, I think, and a couple other things. The rest of my hunts were local around Unanderra and Wollongong. Hunted some nature strips, some park lands and a bit of beach and all that. Anyhow, did really well on the goldies. Local, so I'm pretty happy. I'm really happy about that because it gives me more pocket money for my Tassie trip. Going to need every bloody cent with these petrol prices going up. Anyway, so starting with the predecimals, I found a really mottled, worn out. I'm assuming it's a halfpenny. You can just see the ring around it, commie halfpenny, and found a 9.26 halfpenny, 9.22 penny. 1953 penny and a 1955 shilling. That was really cool. Yeah, brown buggers, can't be buggered counting those. Now cash, let's see how much I've tallied up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, $35.60. That's pretty cool by today's standard, given everywhere's hunted out. Yeah, so I'm really happy about finding that amount of goldies. Yeah, and all the relic and junk finds. Some interesting junk, some interesting relics. I still don't know what that is. It's got. I'm assuming it's some kind of metal thing that attaches to some belt strap where the eyelet's broken off. That's some kind of fixture and something screws on this middle hole here. And it screws into a wall. Yeah, that looks to be a framework of an old clock. A couple of pieces of interesting glass. That looks to be off some old bottle, and that's off a beer bottle. Dates 1948. That's pretty old. Alright, yeah, junk necklace. Earring, which I assume it's junk. Yeah, it looks to be junk earring. And doggy tag, some screw-on cap, ever ready, branded. This metallic owl, which I initially thought was just a piece of lead. That's not a bad find. Yeah, old Seiko watch, obligatory key, nice big ass old belt buckle. It's got to be pretty old. And lastly, this interesting toy car. Looks like it's probably from the 90s or 80s at the oldest. Alright, that was a good hunt. A few hunts I meant. And that wraps up this lot of hunts. Stay tuned for my new hunting adventures. This is Troy from our Toys Visual Arts channel, signing out.